Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers, from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Today, the Force and the Divine Force, Part 2, from the Mother. Listen. If every evening, before going to sleep, you take off only a tiny minute like that, and in this little minute, with all the concentration you are capable of, you ask to become conscious of the divine force. Simply like that. Nothing more. In the morning, when waking up, before beginning your day, if you do the same thing, take a minute off, concentrate as much as you can, and ask to become conscious of the divine force, you will see, after some time, it will happen. Nothing but these small things, which are nothing at all, and take no time. Question to Mother. What is the physical opening? Mother. That's when the physical body opens to the divine influence and receives the divine forces. For example, you see there's a moment when the divine forces come and penetrate all the cells. To begin with, it is the physical consciousness, the body consciousness, which opens first to the influence of the divine, and understands and wants nothing else but this, the divine presence, the divine influence. There are also the body's feelings and the very cells of the body, which can open to receive the force. For instance, when at a certain moment one feels a kind of very intense vibrations spreading through the whole body, and at that time one feels filled with strength, an unusual force, the consciousness also, and all things become clear and perceptible, then that's an opening of the body. It is when the body knows, you see, and has succeeded in opening to the influence. Question to Mother. Will and aspiration are needed to bring down the aid of the divine force, and to keep the being on its side in its dealings with the lower powers. What is the meaning of keep the being on its side? Mother. To keep on its side, it is, for instance, you see, there is on one side, how shall I put it? Let us take the army of the divine forces, and on the other side, the army of the forces of ordinary nature. So whether to keep on the side of the army or of that, that's what it means. You do not understand? That is to say, to go to this side, join this or that side. If I keep on the side of the divine forces, I join those who are fighting for the divine forces like an army. If I put myself on the side of the ordinary vital forces of life, I go over to that side and forsake the others. I go over to that side. Question. Mother, why is it better to concentrate in the heart? Mother. He says here that it is easier. For some people, it is more difficult. It depends on one's nature. But it is better because if you concentrate there deeply enough, it is there that you enter into contact with the psychic for the first time. Well, if you concentrate in the head, you have to pass later from the head to the heart to be able to identify yourself with the psychic being. And if you concentrate by gathering the energies, it is better to gather them here, because it is in this center, in this region of the being, that you will find the will to progress, the force of purification, and the most intense and effective aspiration. The aspiration that comes from the heart is much more effective than that from the head. Sri Aurobindo. There is no other method in this yoga except to concentrate, preferably in the heart, and call the presence and power of the Mother to take up the being, and by the workings of her force, transform the consciousness. One can concentrate also in the head or between the eyebrows, but for many, this is a too difficult opening.